So we just done another big plant trimming in our 700 litre. We cleaned out the 3 filters, 2 sponge filters, the Fluval U3. Fluval U3, as I mentioned before, is modified. Its normal sponges are out and the sides are packed full of filter floss. So it's largely fry and shrimp baby safe. A lot more light getting into our tank now again, into the bottom. We culled a few of the snails today as well. We culled a few snails in most of our tanks, just to control them a little bit. We fed some algae wafer this morning and we just basically scooped out the snails with a net that were piled on top of each other on the algae wafer. So we got rid of some snails in this tank, in the 100 litre Hullstream tank, in the little 19 litre shrimp tank, and in the 64 litre Corridori and male guppy tank, and also in the 50 litre Alodia and duckweed growing tank. Got rid of some of the snails in there as well. As you can see, this tank looks a lot brighter and with more light treats in the bottom. We didn't trim the Alodia, but we're going to have to trim it at some stage, I think. It's kind of taken over the whole surface. We trimmed back the Cephalophorus again, back to where it was. We trimmed the Zeustafloria. We trimmed all the Vallisneris. And we trimmed the top off that Rotala again. So we can now see that piece of Anubis again. Still a good few snails in this tank, not a big heap, but a good scattering of snails. But they're a lot less than they were. Our 2 larger white cloud fry, they're still going strong. All the smaller ones seem to have disappeared. So we take it all the smaller fry we're eating. I don't see any anyway, but some may appear out again at some stage. But for the time being, I can't see them. So I assume they have been eaten. Now, if I do see any more, I'm not going to feed them any more brine shrimp. I actually think the adults hunting the brine shrimp is facilitating the eating of the fry, or making them more prone to eat the fry. A lot of shrimp. Now I can see a lot of buried shrimp in this tank. So we may have a population explosion. There's quite a few buried females up in the Alodia. So hopefully we'll have some more babies. Another thing I noticed was we seem to be starting to get a lot of these shrimp that aren't as yellow. They're kind of a greeny yellow. So where they're coming out, I don't know. We did take a few of them out, but it'd be practically impossible to start culling them in this tank. Like, there's a buried female there. There's another buried female, looks to have darker eggs. So I don't know why the yellows are starting to go green. Maybe one of my jades accidentally got into this tank on a net when I was doing something, or I have no idea, but something going on anyway. Something I did notice was when I was taking the snails out of this 50 litre, I noticed lots of little baby shrimp. So something's had babies in here that I haven't previously noticed. So we're going to start getting a bit of a red colony going in this little shrimp tank. These are the reds that I've taken out of the yellows. Nice reds they are too. You can't really see it on this phone, but they're quite nice reds. I just noticed one when I scooped out some of the snails. I just noticed a tiny baby one in the net, so there are a few babies in that little tank. But anyway, a little update on the 700 litre. Another big plant trimming and a 30% water change and filter cleaning. It's been at least 3 months, probably 4 months since I did a water change in this tank, so it's doing quite good. Natural planted aquarium. It's sustaining itself very well, producing plants like crazy. That's it, folks. Happy budget aquariums.